like extension, lunge, whatever you want to call it, right here, what I'm going to do is what's called a re-penetration step, right? Where I bring my knee down to where it's right in between his legs, all right? And as I'm coming down, I'm gonna sort of pivot off my knee, right? And I'm gonna drop down to where I can grab his leg right here, his ankle, and I'm gonna sort of lift up and rotate over top, right? I'm gonna re-penetrate my knee. So I get my extension, right? And I wanna re-penetrate my step, all right? So that way I can get his leg off the ground. That's what I want to think about doing, all right? He sprawls, I re-penetrate, I'm getting the weight off me by re-penetrating and rotating into him. So, that being said, I shoot, I rotate, he sprawls. What I'm gonna do here, as I'm sprawling, all right, I'm gonna sort of load him up onto my shoulder and get the weight off me by rotating, right? With my hands, maybe I lock right here, I'm gonna split down to his ankle, and I'm gonna look over, and I'm gonna shove his foot on this outside step, right? Me on 2 feet is way better than him on 1, right? Especially when I'm on my knees, I'm in a power stance. Just think about that. Like, me on my 2 feet is way better than him on 1. So, at the end of the day, when it's all get confusing and stuff, if you re-penetrate, think about getting his foot off the ground, right? And putting him on 1 foot. That being said, one more time, or actually 2 more times. Rotate in and outside step, right? He sprawls, I re-penetrate, and I go down to his ankle, right? As I'm re-penetrating, I'm lifting this foot up, shuffling it on my outside step. Now, I can rotate, and we're back in this position that we were just in. So, this time, I call it a compound move because it all depends on how he reacts, right? If I can just get this every time, right, money. But, let's say he rushes me back a little bit. I reach and I'm sort of reading his reaction. Boom, he sprawls. All right, I gotta re-penetrate. My shoulder's up. I'm like sort of loading him up on my shoulder, right? And as I'm doing that, I rotate and I wanna look over his shoulder, okay? Is this move making sense to everybody? Shouldn't hit a knee into him now, right? Unless you absolutely have to. Rotate, extend, sprawl, partner sprawl. If this move isn't gonna work with him, you don't sprawl. All right, penetrate, shove. Right there. You might have to do a few penetrations, and that's okay. Right? You might have to, your partner's doing a really good sprawling, right? Right here. Work hard, get that foot off the mat. We got it? Let's hit it right on 2.